Welcome to Big Beats Fucking Metal Show. Welcome to Big Beats Fucking Metal Show. Won't take me alive. I'd rather die than live in this prison. I am anti-everything.
Hey, what's up, guys, and welcome back to Big Pete's Metal Show. And now today, I have a very special and amazing album to talk to you guys about. Coming straight out of Arizona, we have new metal band DED. Now, this band has been getting lots of radio promotion from Octane on Sirius XM, and they've been getting put on a lot of big tours, opening for Korn and Stone Sour, and they've been put on Rock on the Range and other festivals and whatnot. And one thing to say about this band is if you thought new metal was dead, the 2000s style new metal, late 90s, then you are fucking wrong, because this just came back with a vengeance. This is THROPE, the very first album by the band DED. Just came out the 21st, and I was lucky enough to see this band perform live in Syracuse, New York, July 19th, before this came out. And so let's get right into this album. Before I do, it's to understand this a little more, it's like they took late 90s, early 2000s Korn, Slipknot, Papa Roach, and a sprinkle of Linkin Park, and put it all together in a blender, and boom, out comes this 17 years later. To opening up the album, we got the track Architect, which is easily my favorite on this entire album. It's heavy as shit, it's got a really catchy chorus, and it's just new metal being as brutal as it can be. And going on to track 2, we have Anti-Everything, which is their big radio single from Octane, it's their most known song, and it's a very good track. We go from the rapping type of verses, and which reminds me of like Papa Roach, and then it goes into the extremely catchy chorus, and we get a scream part and a breakdown, the whole 9 yards, and it's just great. And then we get into track 3, Dead to Me. Now that track is just, it's like Anti-Everything, but like on steroids. Like it's edgier, and it's freaking, there's just so much talent behind every single one of these tracks. I can't stress enough. And we get into FMFY, which stands for Fuck Me and Fuck You Too. Is a great track. Upon the opening of this track, it's like straight out of like Iowa or freaking self-titled Slipknot. It's crazy. And then we get into the only mediocre track on this album, Remember the Enemy. Now, I'm not saying it's a bad track, but it was probably my least favorite on the album. It's still a good track, and it's probably the least heaviest on the album. And then we get into tracks like Disassociate, Rope, Hate Me, which all have extremely catchy choruses. They're all pretty heavy. Nothing really new from what I've said before. And it continues with track 9 and 10, I Exist and Inside. And then we get to the last track, track 11, Beautiful. And this is the only slower type, ballady type of song on the album, and it's a great closer. It's a really, in more senses of the word, beautiful type of song, but it's also, got the undertones of that the rest of this album also has. And basically, to sum this up, this album, I'd have to give a 92 out of 100 as my official score, because it's their first album, and it's incredibly killer. It's an amazing record, and I love the influences so much. You can hear Korn, you can hear Slipknot. Like I said earlier, if you thought nu metal was dead, well, fucking think again, because this thing just killed any type of preconceived notions that nu metal was somehow dissipated from metal relevance. And this just kicks your ass left and right, and it's just an amazing album, and it needs more. The word needs to be out there, and pick up this album wherever you can. Download it. It might be easier to download. I always stress getting the physical copies, but it's not every record store or place is gonna have this. I was lucky enough to have an FYE near me that had this, but buy this album, support this band, go and see them, because another side note, they are just as good live as they are on the record, if not even better live. And they're just an amazing group, and that's a very incredibly solid first effort. And I can't stress enough how it's probably album of the summer for me. And that concludes my thoughts. This is DED, Missing THROPE, 2017, and that'll be it for Big Pete's Metal Show, coming to you straight from my mother's basement. I'll see you next time.
Give me a stone and I'll cast the first blow. Cover me up in the truth that I know. Doing it now when you said that I won't. I'm reading harder in all of my own.